us when we were children. A lot of times I've said this repeatedly at church, that our parents do the best that they know how. Because you've got to remember that they were parented a certain way, so they're taught certain things. And children don't come with instructions. And for some of you younger ones that don't have any kids, when you do have your children, you'll know this was right, and maybe God will lead you in a different way to teach your children something different. But kids don't come with instructions. But as parents, as children, and I'm talking more as a child than a mother, we have to learn to respect them. Whether we like the road that they are leading, whether our parents are alcoholics, drug addicts, doesn't matter what they are. It's not our responsibility to judge them as children. Our responsibility is to pray for them and to love them and to respect them. You don't have to agree with what they're doing, but you do have to love and respect them. And just a really quick story is my mom and I have always been really close. I'm sure she hasn't liked some of the things that she's seen me do through my life, and vice versa. But I think one of the greatest prides that I have in my life is that I've always respected my parents. And I think that's a gift that God has given me, because sometimes parents, they're unlovable. You don't really want to love them because they've hurt you, or you've seen them do certain things in life that you just don't agree with. But I thank God that He's given me the heart to be able to see past anything and just love my mom, because she has loved me the best that she knows how. And I can truly appreciate that. And I think that God has instilled that in all of us. One of the things is I always tell people, don't look at your parent and all the flaws that they have. Look at the parent as, God used them to bring you into this world. And maybe they're not the best of parent, but they're what God gave you. And a lot of times that's what God wants us to learn something from it. What are you going to do with the parent that I gave you? Just like sometimes as a parent, you're like, geez, I have this child and he's just such a problem, or she's just so problematic, and we don't know what to do. But God knows the beginning from the end, and He knows everything in between, and He knows what we're going to go through and what we're not. But always respect your parents. Love them unconditionally. Do what you can for them. There's a certain point where a lot of times our parents and our children are beyond help, but there's nothing that God cannot do to restore families, to heal your wounds. And I can say for me personally that God has healed my wounds, because I've always loved my mom and my dad. But through the years, there's been wounds. Things happen in life that just wound you. And you go through life, and until you really have God and you allow Him to heal those wounds in you, you can't love them the way that God wants you to. So I think, one of those things is just allow your wounds to heal. Let God heal your wounds. I see my mom, and I just thank God, because He could have taken her life years ago, and He's given her a second opportunity to live her life, and she's living it, and she loves the Lord, and I just really appreciate those are things that I never thought I'd see in my life. So happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Thank you.
I love you. You make me proud. Peggy, I love you.
Thank you.
Been a good grandma.
I'm here still.
Yes, you are. For a reason. God always has us here for a reason. A lot of times He'll call us home, and it's done with. But you can't continue to walk through life with open wounds, because all it does is cut yourself short. So allow Him to heal those wounds with your mom, with your dad. Yesterday we were at Nicole's father's grave, and to me, I think that would be the saddest thing, is for you as children, or even as a parent, to have to bury your parent and still have those wounds. Even if your parent cannot forgive you, you forgive them and let God take care of them. But do it. I don't know who I'm talking to, but just do it. Because until you do, you cut yourself short. Not their life, because they don't know. They don't understand that they're doing anything wrong. But God knows. And once you allow your wounds to heal, everything else is so much easier. There's all these yields that, that the enemy puts in our lives to halt us, to stop us from going forward in life. We think we're always going to be broke. We think we're always going to be alone. We think we're all these things. I know, because sometimes I think of myself, but we're human. But when God reminds me of who He is, then all the limits are taken off, because He is a limitless God. He can do anything. He can heal families. He can restore your finances. He can bring you out of the pit of hell, because He's God. But happy Mother's Day, Della. Happy Mother's Day, Peggy. Happy Mother's Day, Mabel. Mother's Day.